It has been very eventful. Different sector of the industry, the healthcare industry, the security industry, and with us to take us on a tour on this industry are different key players in the industry to share with us their challenges and how they'll be able to pull through in the industry. Stay tuned.
Neofilin cough syrup provides fast relief for cough, cold, and catarrh, and it's good for babies, children, and adults. Neofilin cough syrup, approved by NAFDAC, is a product of Mopsin Pharmaceutical Limited, available in pharmacies nationwide.
The current situation we find ourselves is not normal. It's not expected, and it is not the best for the country. Most of anything concerning health in Nigeria is by its imports. Even when you import finished goods, that's not all. That one is even worse because you don't make them locally. The logistic of it is in the other country. But if you even manufacture in Nigeria, 100% of all the imported ingredients for making drugs and their machinery are not from Nigeria, but still give us some leverage of staff and the workforce content. You understand? And gave us the opportunity for research. But to import finished goods, you have lost all. So, in the present situation of dollar and naira, in which case the dollar has become so expensive, the bank is not providing dollar. Yeah? Then the bureau de change have control of more dollar and sold at their own level. I don't know. But more is the fact that even if you buy the dollar, you cannot remit more than 10,000 to run a company in a month. If you cannot do more than that, it means you cannot satisfy the need of the country. I think if the government is serious about the health sector, they should give special preference in terms of foreign exchange to pharmaceutical industry, because it is the health of the nation.
Neofilin cough syrup provides fast relief for cough, cold, and catarrh, and it's good for babies, children, and adults. Neofilin cough syrup, approved by NAFDAC, is a product of Mopsin Pharmaceutical Limited, available in pharmacies nationwide.
Now, the access is not the most important thing. They gave to quite a number of pharmaceutical and health sector industries. They were not backed up with foreign exchange. That makes a mess of everything. You want to go and buy it at Oyinbo markets, or you want to... These things are not where you have no other means than to import it. There's nothing you can do if they give you the money and they begin to charge you rates, interest, and everything, and you keep the money. You cannot get the foreign exchange back up. Then it's like you want to, is it for Greek? Is it for oil and gas? Is it for what? We are talking about health sector exclusively imported. Everything about orthodox medicine in Nigeria is 100% importation. We can't be deceiving ourselves. Even the local starch, you can't use it in pharmaceutical industry. The local lactose from cow here, you can't use it in pharmaceutical industry. Nothing. You can't even use starch in Nigeria for pharmaceutical purpose. There is this pharma grade that's not available in Nigeria. The only thing that is available in Nigeria is water, And this water, you need foreign machinery and chemical to treat it for pharmaceutical purpose. So it is nothing. You understand? So if you are serious about health, everything you want to buy bed, it is imported, not common bed. You want to make foam for use in hospital, it's imported. You want to use anything about medicine, including the small stethoscope, it's imported. In pharmaceutical industry, all the machineries are imported. Even the generator, when there is no NEPA, is imported. Everything about it is imported. So if you say you allocate 100 billion and you don't back it up with dollar, I think it is of no, it is not enough. It is not, it's like you want us to go into the open market and buy it, so that what you will have done with the money, you will only achieve 50% by the time you have finished it. How do you want them to pay back?
Neofilin cough syrup provides fast relief for cough, cold and catarrh, and it's good for babies, children and adults. Neofilin cough syrup, approved by NAFDAC, is a product of Mopsin Pharmaceutical Limited, available in pharmacies nationwide.
There is Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, thus far, you've been a very great person from far distance, and your achievements have been a lesson to people like us that admire greatness. So, recently you were awarded as the downstream crude oil of the year company. So, how do you feel, sir?
It's the Downstream Company of the Year 2020. It was an award that was given by the Business Day newspapers. We feel very excited, we're elated. We are happy with the fact that the industry is taking notice, the country is taking notice of the giant strides that we have made in the last 23 years of our existence in the downstream space of the Nigeria oil and gas industry. It's an award which we take very seriously, and it's an award which we have really celebrated. Well, 2020 has been a very, very challenging year. Nobody anticipated and nobody foresaw what played out in the year. I remember when in January 2020, when the year started, we all had very high hopes, we had our aspirations, we had our budgets, our plans, and then by March, things just started going sideways. And by April, May, the economy essentially shut down. But one luck I would say those of us in the downstream space or in the oil and gas in general had was that even at the height of the shutdown of the economy, government kind of kept making an exception for the oil industry, for the downstream, because people still needed to move. So that even in the height of the COVID pandemic, we at worst maybe lost 60% of our sales, but we never went down to a zero position. And it's something we actually remain very, very, very thankful for, because I remember during that period when I move around Lagos to go and check up on our facilities, and I see some other businesses that were completely under lock and key and chain and padlock. So at the height of it, like I said, we lost about 60% of our sales. Today we've practically gone back to the levels where we've been. So it's been a very turbulent year, very challenging year, yes, but we remain very thankful that we may not have achieved every single target we set to achieve at the beginning of the year, but on a scale, on a comparative basis, I think we've done fairly well. In the last 23 years, one thing we've done is that we've we've never stopped investing. The Rain Oil Group, I dare say, we are the only downstream company I know that own 3 tank farms in this country in 3 key markets. We have a petroleum store. We have a 50 million liter capacity petroleum storage depot in Ijegun in Lagos. Lagos is a key market. We have another 50 million liter capacity petroleum storage depot in Ogara in Delta State, which is another very key market in Nigeria. We have yet another 50 million liter capacity petroleum storage depot in Calabar in Cross River State. So when you look at in Nigeria as a whole, there are 4 key markets or entry points for petroleum products. You have Lagos, you have your Warri Ogara as a cluster, you have Port Harcourt, and you have Calabar. Rain Oil Group is the only company that has depots in 3 of these 4 very key markets. And then on top of that, in the year 2020, we also built and commissioned an 8,000 metric ton liquefied petroleum gas facility in Ijegun in Lagos. Besides our very huge number of retail outlets that are spread across the country. So we have investment across the entire value chain of downstream, from shipping to storage to retailing to trucking as well. So it's a company which I think we've done very, very well. One thing for sure is, you have the belief. I'm a very positive-minded person. I don't indulge in pity party. It is what it is. If you've lost 60% of your sales, you've lost 60% of your sales. There's no point lamenting over what is happening. Just keep looking forward and say, where do we go from here? There's one thing I always say, that as businessmen, our responsibility is to do business as things are, not as they ought to be. What is the reality? COVID-19 is the reality. It is what it is. So can we just get on with it? At the height of the pandemic, everybody was home, vehicles were not on the road, a lot of factories shut down, so demand practically disappeared. But I'll tell you one thing, in 2020 we never laid off anybody. We paid salaries as I went due. We met every single obligation to our staff. I mean, we never called anybody to come and say, hey, business is not doing well, so can we pay you half salary? Can we? No, as a matter of fact, no, we never did that. We never did that because over the years, I believe that we've been able to create some capacity, some internal capacity within the system to be able to withstand shocks, to be able to have what I call resilience, because you need resilience at a time like this to be able to survive.
The whole world is now in the era of Internet of Things, and that is following the 4th industrial revolution. Nigeria, being part of the global community, is lagging behind but cannot be left behind. So we have had to innovate, and we're doing catch-up with the rest of the world community. The current state of affairs due to the COVID pandemic has actually seriously affected healthcare in Nigeria. One, because most of the items used for healthcare in Nigeria, apart from the health human resources, have to be sourced from abroad. Everything, including the base chemicals for even locally produced pharmaceuticals. Others are finished products, the protective equipment, PPEs, gloves, masks, and such items. All these things cost money, and because of the dearth of funds and the capacity of the average people or average persons in the population to pay for the actual costs of these things, there has been a big problem in the outcomes in healthcare. Yes, money was allocated to the COVID program, but COVID program is just one program. There are so many other things happening in the health sector. People are falling ill. At the same time, because of the public health issues, people cannot even go to hospitals, or people are scared of going to hospitals. If they go to the hospital, the medical personnel have to put on PPEs to be able to attend to them. These were in short supply. Recently, the supply logistics have improved. Some of the items are now available, but they have added immensely to the cost of providing and delivering healthcare in this environment. Unfortunately, government has good intentions, but good intentions have to be backed by money. Money is in short supply, and that money is also being chased by other sectors of the economy. Let's say, what's the first level of access to healthcare? Primary healthcare. That is the outpatient facilities, the general outpatient facilities all over the local governments and health wards of the country. The ability of government, whether local, state, or federal, to fund those facilities is being very, very short. And in terms of equipment, in terms of even salaries to pay for those who are to healthcare personnel that are to work there. So government has good intentions, they make it known, but it's not followed by walking the talk. There's a lot of talk, but the walk is difficult. So we cannot blame them too much because there are many competing needs. And of course, the number one thing that can help us in achieving this better access to affordable healthcare in Nigeria is a mandatory health insurance scheme or schemes for the country.